Yeah. Maybe get a little closer. So this is studio talk about number 8 or 9 or something like this. It's the first one I've done since returning from Forolio well over a month ago. Yeah, when I came back I had a big translation job for the Metropolitan Museum, and that kept me busy for a good month. I mean, really busy. And but I secured at least the next couple of months of existence in that way, so no regrets. And I've been thinking about doing a studio talk, but never got around to it. And the reason I got around to it now is because I took a few tokes of my homegrown grass from last year, and then realizing I wasn't breathing properly. I played the piano, but I noticed that the breathing is strange, which means I don't really pay, it's not that I don't pay much attention to it, but I kind of wait till it goes, you know, like it needs air. So like the therapists say, there's no way you're going to suffocate if you feel like you're not getting any air, because the reflex is always going to come. Okay, so I tried this and it didn't really work. I mean, I tried even singing, but I guess the rhythms weren't right for my breathing. And the best thing then is to talk. So, okay, here I am. And I can show you what I'm working on at the moment. Here. This is probably horribly overexposed, but who cares? I've been working with these white rocks. I put some in my Schaufenster in town without any big explanation. I also bought some green carpet for the Schaufenster. Here's another presentation of the white rocks. Let me see if I can weigh this down a bit to keep it from tipping over. Here. That'll keep it from going into the front. Okay, I'm going to put this into the window today, maybe. So back to me. I'm showing also a view of the hallway because I'm going to take this plastic stuff out and abandon this aesthetic which comes from Andre, my adoptive mother. And I mean, it's difficult to find this size of tiles, and tiles are, I think, are too cold, so I'm getting linoleum, but without this black and white contrast which you have here. Without this, instead, with this kind of thing, which reminds me of different tones of the moon's surface, but still with a checkerboard pattern, only the individual squares are 30 by 30 centimeters. And there will be 8 times 7 of them. I think that makes 56 or something like this. Is this thing going at all? Looks like it. Anyway, I feel a lot better talking. It's really great. And also because it was coming on strong, this grass, and I don't like that. I mean, I like it just mild, not waves towering above you. And at least I was able to deal with any incipient fear. That was not really what was getting the Überhand, the overhand. That wasn't dominating, but it was there. So I don't know how many minutes are left in this tape. Maybe I can comment some things or tell a story. We're only halfway through. So here's the situation. Came back from Forollo, 10 days of vacation in the mountains, and had to immediately work on a translation, which meant leaving the rest of the stuff, the artistic stuff, the Rembrandt, on the side. I gave Rembrandt a good kick in the pants, or let's say an impetus, on Saturday when I went to Zurich to hear a lecture by Gary Schwartz, who's a friend of mine, I can say, and a Rembrandt expert on Dutch art. And so I was able to hear the lecture without having to pay the horrendous fee of 100 Swiss francs. And okay, I heard the lecture, got to talk with Gary. Lecture was a bit long, I mean really long, so interesting in spots, and delivered with a low voice. This is really, I mean, I had gotten up at 4 o'clock in the morning to take the train to get on time. So, but I made it through, and okay. Talking with him, although I don't think he really cares that so much about what I'm doing or what I'm up to or what my problems in this world are with Rembrandt. But still talking with him, seeing with him, touching bases, kind of gives me a sense of the priorities, like what's interesting to talk about, what can I talk about concretely, and that's the work that remains to be done, which is to, now that the philosopher in meditation, so-called, is, what are the birds doing? Okay, is reattributed to Rembrandt. We still have to kind of get the title right, which is not philosopher in meditation, but interior with Tobit and Anna, his wife. Tobit being this Old Testament patriarch who gets blinded by bird shit, very devout, and sends his son somewhere to collect a debt. And the son gets helped by an archangel, Raphael. This angel helps him to overcome the obstacles and the tasks that lie in his way. So it's like kind of a fairy tale. Anyway, he triumphs over everything, gets married to the beautiful, or I don't know if she's beautiful, Rachel, and goes back home and cures his father of his blindness. It's really a fairy tale, a happy end. It's rare in the Bible, I think. Anyway, this is all of Rembrandt's drama, let's say, according to me, or we can structure the little that we know of his life in that way and say, okay, imagine Rembrandt having a problem with his father, who's metaphorically blind to his painting, and he wants to help his father, or he wants to open his father's eyes through the help of Raphael, which is art, and of course of the highest of the highest caliber. And I think it's my job as the only person, or the person who most fully appreciates the issues that are involved and what's behind this involvement, that I've got to set the record straight. And so I've got to write an article, publish it. I'm going to try the Burlington magazine and not the Louvre or Paris, because I'm afraid the curator might just pull it out from under my feet and use the information for an article of himself. I don't know, I don't know what this guy is about, Blaise Ducos at the Louvre, the new curator. He's young, he's normal, I think. And whereas the other Jacques Foucault, the curator I work with mostly, he was a bit eccentric, and that was a good help. That was good help. And anyway, so I've got to view the priorities when I'm finished with this little translating job for the the museums in the Valais in Switzerland. Little job. I've been doing jobs for them on and off since 2008 or 9 anyway. And they just sent me a contract for the very first time, and on it you've got the fees for translations. 2 possibilities. Normal, which is 3 Swiss francs 50, and difficult. So difficult, you get 4 Swiss francs. I looked at my